so you can see what it feels like to be ignored while you're in pain. And all you're asking for is help. I've been there, man. In them streets and as an artist, I've been there. And we're trained to suffer in silence. Watching Cassie's video triggered her empathy because you too over by the diddler. Interesting. I mean, as a writer, if I were to dissect that sentence and make all intentions clear, it took watching the bitch that came after you get kicked, like kicked you up underneath that car, to trigger your empathy.
Diddy and Jay-Z didn't have a bro code after all. Also, why is Beyonce just speaking up?
What happened was, I was going in the house. I was right in front of my house. And I got this phone call from him. He was like, come by the studio. And I'm like, man, I'm looking at the door and I'm like, I could just go in the house and be done with it. You know, but I'm one of them people that believe everything happens for a reason. Right. He called me. He's never called me to come to the studio before.
Not ever in your life?
Mm-mm. So I pull away from my house, I head over to the studio. And we've had that in common for a while, but we always was competitive with each other as well. You know,
every way, in fashion and music.
Music, we all in the same business. Role.
With things heating up for Diddy with every passing day, it seems like the rapper is ready to reveal everything inside out. As per recent reports, Beyonce might have been another victim who happened to have served Diddy at his alleged freak-offs. Well, at least that is what the reports suggest.
Allegedly, Sean Carter is responsible for enacting Hype Williams to put Aaliyah on a faulty plane to move her out the way as punishment for rejecting him, and so he could level up Beyonce, who was struggling. Let's just say allegedly that happened. Now I want you to think about 106th and Park with Mary J. Blige. Free, who is a victim of Sean Carter.
Yeah.
Mary J. Blige, who is a victim of Sean Combs, are sitting there talking about the death of Aaliyah amongst each other. Think about that. You got a Diddy victim, you got a Jay-Z victim, and you got a superstar gone. They know what happened. And yet, they had to sit there and have that conversation like they didn't know who did it. Mm-hmm. Think of the power of that moment. Think about Claudia Jordan right now. Claudia Jordan don't ever mention my mother name. She mentioned it yesterday. Talking about why people are afraid to come forward. You mean like you? You was Diddy girl. Corey was Jay-Z girl. Why don't you claim your friend? Claudia.
So Jack, when you say...
When I say Corey, I'm talking about Kathy White.
Oh yeah, that's what I was about to ask.
Jay-Z's pregnant mistress, who died of an imaginary aneurysm. Just like the woman who was best friends with Kim and Kimura, who wrote the book Bling and died as soon as it made the bestsellers list.
Here's everything you need to know. Sean P. Diddy seems to be prepared to bring the Carters down with him. You heard that right? See, it all dates back to when rapper Jay-Z had an affair with Kathy White, who, at the time of her death in 2010, was rumored to be expecting Jay-Z's child.
Who the was these people supposed to go to? You can't go to the boss because the boss is you. And the boss's boss don't get no Can't go to the authorities. They're all bought and paid for. You could try to get a special prosecutor, but they'll just pay somebody to reassign him to another case. Where the you go when you get over by the industry? Nowhere. That's where you go nowhere, which is where people like me step in. You right, I go to Diddy parties to walk out, cause ain't nobody stopping me when I come.
So let me ask you, because I look at Gabriel Union, and when you mention things like Jay-Z's time is coming for him, then I look at Beyonce, and I say that women do have a
that country album, and any of you that buy that shit stupid as shit.
You don't give it no
trap
credit.
music with goddamn a holster and a hat.
But she remade Jolene.
That bitch.
Now, this information comes from Kathy's old doctor's anonymous retired medical assistant, who is rumored to be prepared to speak with the media or authorities. And not just that, this also seems to coincide with Beyonce's pregnancy with Blue Ivy. C. White was prepared to come clean about her relationship or extramarital affair with Jay-Z before Beyonce's pregnancy was revealed during the VMAs. So naturally, this seems to have alarmed many of the PR professionals Jay-Z relies on to maintain his flawless reputation. And honestly, the same goes for Diddy and Cassie's situation.
The thing that's so full of shit about Diddy's apology to Cassie is that even after Diddy settled the lawsuit with her, he still put out a statement denying all the allegations, right? Like, you're like, oh, I'm sorry for this on this video. Like, are we going to talk about when you put out a whole statement about how lying on your character? Like, all these vicious lies to disparage you. Meanwhile, here you are in 4K doing this. So what are you talking about? Well, you so sorry, you working to be a better man. No, you're not working to be a better man, because just the other day, according to you, you were already a good man and everybody was lying on you and attacking your character. So what is...
I was disgusted. I was disgusted at a very deep place, first and foremost, because it validated everything we already knew and suspected. It just made it clear and defined in a way that no one could deny. I was very saddened for Cassie because she had to be re-victimized by this thing being presented. It has zero value to me. First and foremost, it is the classic scripted publicist apology. I take accountability. I was disgusted. I went to rehab. I mean, how many times have we heard this narrative through the annals of time whenever a celebrity gets caught or someone notable gets caught? It's the same narrative. Secondly, it carries no weight to me because he never apologized to Kathy.
Through the garden area, and employees led us to underground tunnels. We had to take an elevator and stairs. We had to be led. There is no way that you can just walk into a tunnel. The entrances and the exits are in your face, but there's no way that you can just walk through tunnels. You'll get stuck. You'll go deeper and deeper, and you won't be able to come back out because it's hard, because the tunnels run all different directions for miles and miles and miles and miles. So if you go down the wrong one, you'll get stuck, and it's confusing to turn back around and get back to where you're going. So you have to be led in and out. I think people assume that when you get underground, it's just this dirt, and you keep going deeper, and there's more dirt, and then there's cages of children. No, that's not how it works. There's cities underground. There's warehouses underground. There's actual homes underground. People build these tunnels, and they've built them for decades. There's a lot, and elite celebrities, they go down there for parties.
According to reports, Kathy White passed away from a brain aneurysm. But the closest friend of Claudia Jordan passed away as well, and it seems that Jay-Z was also engaged in this tragedy. Putting the pieces together, when you consider what Kanye West stated years ago about Jay-Z and his possible killers for hire during the St. Pablo tour, you could dismiss this as just another unproven story. According to West, Jay-Z, call me, bruh. You still ain't called me. Jay-Z, I know you got killers. Please don't send them to my head. Please call me. Talk to me like a man. So, you see, Mr. West is well aware of Sean Carter's preferred method of dealing with individuals who talk a bit too much for. Then again, rapper Big L is rumored to have died, and Jay-Z is again allegedly to blame.
His death made it possible for reasonable doubt to live.
Whoa.
See how good I keep secret? I'm gonna tell you something right now, Sean, because I know you're watching. Or you have someone watching. I'm gonna admit something right here on AT2 channel that I've never admitted before. People think I'm a snitch. The truth is I'm the best secret keeper in the world. Ain't I, baby? I keep secrets even what I'm about to say my husband don't know. I started Big L when I was 14 years old.
Whoa.
We kept it on the low because I was young.
Remember how Wright shocked us all when she revealed how Jay has been making money off of Big L's death? And not to be off topic here, but the reason singer Aaliyah was put in the coffin has also been the subject of Jay supplying young girls to Hollywood bigwigs. At the same time, the music business is aware that Jay-Z was jealous of Dame Dash and Aaliyah's relationship. So, this could have been a contributing factor in Jay-Z's decision to break his relationship with Dame Dash. And this then led to the infamous Def Jam meeting, which D-Dash attended and lost his cool about because Def Jam was meeting with his artist, Jay-Z at the time, without giving him advance notice. Meanwhile, everybody has seen the notorious Jeffrey Epstein Island list, on which Jay-Z and Beyonce were listed. Now, is that why Jay took a break? Simply because he wasn't ready to face the world? Naturally, there is much more to learn in that story, too. That's right. Even Bill Gates agrees.
I had dinners with him. I regret doing that. He had relationships with people he said, would give to global health, which is a interest I have. Not nearly enough philanthropy goes in that direction. Those meetings were result in what he purported, and I cut them off. That goes back a long time ago now. So there's nothing new on that.
Numerous conspiracy theories about Jeffrey Epstein's life have surfaced since his passing, where several hip-hop and R&B celebrities' names appeared in a supposed lawsuit against Epstein. So is it possible that Beyonce was once more given special treatment by Harvey's Island freak-offs, of which we are very certain also included Diddy? Yet, at one of Diddy's birthday parties, when Beyonce became well known for her controversial outfit and Jay-Z's response to onlookers staring at her, there were reports that someone was taking pictures with their phone when they were near Beyonce, who was dancing and having private moments. So when Jay saw this, he reportedly snatched the phone out of their hands right away, mostly because Jay-Z didn't want Beyonce to be known as the one who attended Diddy's freak-offs. Rumor has also claimed that Beyonce was merely dancing during the entire performance. But, in what appeared to be a freak-off moment, she was living life to the fullest. And to be absolutely honest, the one thing about all of this that we can be certain of is that Jay-Z has acknowledged having damaged many young ladies' lives by being in toxic relationships in the past. Remember Aaliyah? That's right. You see, Aaliyah may have stopped seeing Jay-Z when she began dating Dame Dash, Rockefeller's co-founder. Dash said that Aaliyah and Jay-Z were not actually dating. Aaliyah was the kind of person that would give you a chance, so that was all that was going on. She didn't give a damn about what people thought of her, so she would be your friend and your date. Dash also says you could find yourself in the buddy zone overnight with Aaliyah, as she was quite unexpected, and simply because it wasn't as simple as hitting it. And from the looks of it, Jay also landed right there. In his capacity as a friend, Jay-Z attended Aaliyah's funeral. He even responded to her song by releasing a remix of I Miss You. Jay, after all, isn't one to let go of young women, particularly if they can be used as a bribe for an ample amount of money. Meanwhile, due to creative disputes, Jay-Z and Dash ended their partnership in 2003. Yet in 2021, Dash pursued legal action against Jay-Z over the streaming rights to his studio album from 1996, Reasonable Doubt. Before that, Dash was sued by Rockefeller for allegedly attempting to sell the album's copyright as a non-fungible coin. Nonetheless, Dash declared in 2023 that he was prepared to get past his disagreement with Jay-Z. So it wouldn't be shocking if Beyonce was just another trophy that Jay-Z had won over, or if she was just an accessory on the red carpet for him. Meanwhile, it appears that P. Diddy, along with a number of other people, is the center of attention for the time being, as he has unique information about Kathy White's passing and is prepared to use it to discredit Jay-Z. Among them, T.D. Jakes. Not to mention, plaintiff April Lamprose recently accused Combs of sexual assault over 4 terrifying sexual encounters between 1995 and 2001, including one where Combs forced her to ingest ecstasy and 3 instances of rape. The case was filed in New York. Yes, yet another legal dispute. Not to forget, in a 1991 complaint, Joey Dickerson-Neal claims that Combs drugged her, attacked her sexually, and covertly videotaped the incident when she was a college student. Considering all this, Combs' ex-girlfriend and model Cassie Ventura, who is still fighting for the years of abuse she endured, has also finally come forward after CNN was able to obtain a 2016 video of Combs attacking her in a hotel hallway. Ventura wrote on Instagram that domestic abuse broke her and that she will always be recovering from her past.
After the major documentaries come out, right? After they are done with Diddy, Jay-Z is up next to be exposed. Right?
Began when Homeland Security paid a surprise visit to Diddy's Los Angeles mansion. They were one of many security operatives on the ground who were on a serious mission involving allegations of sexual trafficking.
Meek on Khaled's God Did, which you eventually remixed for Flamers, but Hov raps on there, he said, me and Meek could never beef, I freed that nigga from a whole bid. Yeah. When you hear this for the first time, obviously y'all are in a good place, but when you hear that, is it still like an excitement to hear somebody like Jay?
It's always exciting to hear anybody that to that level. Jay-Z. Jay-Z was one, that's the OG. It was crazy when I heard Beyonce say free Meek. I was in his jail cell. She's like, in the hood, like, free Meek. Yeah. I've been around Hov a lot, but when I heard Beyonce say it, of course, was the Hov oop. That shit like jumped me out the building, but of course, I always had dreams to catching up with Hov and them from a young nigga. Like I say it when I'm around him. I had dreams of catching up with you, I'm here. So, you know, to be able to get spoke on by some of the greats that been in this game and make lane for me, of course.
Meek Mill's stirring the pot, suggesting Jay-Z's the mastermind behind Diddy's extravagant parties, hinting they're more than innocent get-togethers. And now, Meek Mill slams Jay-Z for betraying Diddy. Jay-Z put a hit on Diddy? I mean, what is going on? Is this for real?
Sean Combs, the rapper and music executive, perhaps being linked to a sex trafficking investigation. Let's go live to Stu Mundell up in Skyfox right now for more. Stu, what do we know?
Yeah, I heard her say we're live. Copy.
All right, there you see Skyfox overhead of this home where, again, we are seeing Department of Homeland Security investigators being this home now. Let's go to Haley Winslow, who's live on the ground right there. Haley, what do we know?
Sandra, this is going to turn into a huge scene that is going to be an all-day thing, and it involves, yes, P. Diddy. The home is actually registered to Bad Boy Films, which is a division of Bad Boy Entertainment, basically his company, and the home's registered to that and to his daughter. Now, from Skyfox, Stu up there, he got some shots of a few people coming out of the home. Those people have been detained. Now, we're trying to still connect the dots. We do have some sources on scene here that we're getting this information from. We were actually the first ones here with about 30 different law enforcement vehicles at least. There are 3 Bearcats on scene here. This just all unfolded, Sandra, I would say less than 10 minutes ago. We got here even before the crime scene tape came up. So we're just down the hill. If you look up this street where Tony is right now to the right, you'll see one of those Bearcats and law enforcement. And on the other side of those bushes, basically, is that home that is registered to Bad Boy Films, which is part of Bad Boy Entertainment. And the home in particular is registered not only to Bad Boy Films, but to one of P. Diddy's daughters. Now, we are hearing from law enforcement sources that this involves sex trafficking, but we don't yet know to what extent or the details about that. But you better believe we will be on this all day, keeping you updated with the very latest. We're now reporting live here on the scene in Holmby Hills. I'm Haley Winslow, Fox 11 News.
Haley, thank you. And you can see from that ground shot a very active scene right there, a perimeter put up already.
Then Homeland Security swoops in on Diddy's place in L.A., investigating some heavy allegations involving drugging and trafficking. And now there's talk about Jay-Z possibly being connected to the whole shebang. Quite the sequence of events, huh? Following the news, Mill became quite active on social media, claiming this was a campaign against him for releasing independent music.
They had a recording of Meek and Diddy
making love?
I don't know if it was love.
Okay, you have it? Let's hear it. What? Yo, wait a minute. Wait,
You didn't hear this?
No.
Now, Miran, what does that sound authentic?
It absolutely. Oh my God.
Yeah, just really give it a good listen.
People want to make it. They want to make it so badly. You get these vulnerable people. Parents are letting you do this because they want to make it so badly. Yeah. And then you record them probably and say, if you do anything, we got this on you.
He had that man in the room. Look, yes, I put my ear to the door and I brought the phone because Diddy started going in overdrive. I ain't know what the was going on, but I just heard balls slapping against cheeks. I heard struggling.
Due to legal documents claiming Diddy had sex with a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj, Meek Mill has become popular on X. That reduces the list to essentially him. Following his online meteoric rise, Mill publicly announced that he would soon release music. However, they were still determining just how soon it would happen.
For all the nonsense and talk that you put out there on Twitter or X in particular about the blogs, about the fake people, about you partake in that bullshit daily. Mm-hmm. You love it. You love it. You want more of it. You asking the congregation about if you should buy this boat or this crib or this, knowing damn well they couldn't even buy a sofa. The same people you asking can't buy a sofa. You should be going and grabbing an island and doing some weird stuff, trying to flex on people and then commenting on people that you say we should ignore, but you sitting there feeding them all day long. So I really don't understand it. I think it's corny. Academics, in my opinion, I don't know if he's right or he's wrong, but he's been cooking a lot of these rappers and niggas for years.
Disrespectful.
Just blatant disrespectful. Right out in their face. And I mean, he took it right from his boy 6ix9ine and said, F you niggas, I'm just gonna come right at y'all and you're gonna do nothing. And he's been proven correct. So I don't, more clown show behavior, more clown show shit. On a serious note, I'm looking forward to seeing what is going to happen and transpire in the next couple weeks. Will we see an arrest warrant for Diddy? Will Usher and will Meek Mill be implicated more and we start seeing more stuff? Will more people be brought out? It's compelling TV what we got going on right now.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. And even with the whole, let me start with the Meek academics very quickly, then jump over to the Diddy situation. First of all, I don't know why Meek Mill's even feeding into it. Like, let this dude talk, let him do what he's going to do. But the fact that you're actually feeding into it, you actually give him more life, right? You think that you want to come in here and tell somebody and, you got to defend yourself. Nah, just a wise man said nothing at all. Let him talk and just keep doing what you're going to do. And that's my opinion. Now, as far as this Diddy situation, Meek Mill even addressed that. He said, look, man, ain't no way. Nobody going to come with me on no gay shit. He pretty much said, like, flipping tables. That was his, close to what he said. I don't believe that Diddy and Meek did anything. I don't think Meek goes that way, but the whole Diddy thing is interesting because now you're starting to see, what are supposedly underage girls. The dude was with him, which I never doubted that the dude was around the producer. I never doubted that, but it's starting to look like some straight FBI I don't even want to say COINTEL. Yeah, really some COINTELPRO.
You're right.
You know, papers. And again, if they really were women that were, you know, not of age, and he was giving them drugs.
To be clear, neither artist is accused of a specific crime in Rodney Lil Rod Jones's lawsuit. Furthermore, neither artist's identity appears in the materials made accessible to the public. Diddy's attorneys immediately replied to the fresh allegations against their client, calling Jones a liar who is shamelessly looking for an undeserved payday. According to the complaint, an anonymous rapper was aboard Diddy's boat, where they were reportedly observed consorting with underage girls, sex workers, as seen below.
Because of Jay-Z and them was putting it together. So I think they still harbor some energy towards me.
You think you were purposely left out of the ad?
No.
Okay.
I don't think. I think that they were saying the NFL had some issues with me that I don't know what those issues are. Like what is the issue? You see what I'm saying? Like, and I with M, because like with Nori he had communication. He said, yeah, I talked to the big homie. He was telling me, you know, the white boy wouldn't do the truth without 50.
Further down in the lawsuit, the individual whose identity is withheld is identified as a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj. Meek Mill is from Philadelphia and dated Nicki Minaj from 2014 until 2016.
One person on the planet. Unless there's a Philly rapper that also dated Nicki that no one knows about, it's obviously Meek Mill.
So essentially, I reacted to, like, I literally found out on stream, like, what the fuck? I'm like, yo, no way Meek Mill was in these freak-offs. Like, I know we've seen the video in the pool and the matching outfits, but no, Meek is like the toughest, biggest gangster. Like, he's like a killer. Like, no way he's like getting, you know what I mean, bent over by Diddy, the diddler. So I reacted like, I'm not even believing it. That reaction went viral. And the next day, Meek, as I said, he's a special type of stupid, as 50 would say. He's seen me reacting to it and thought I made it up. So he's like, yo, you know what I'm gonna do to academics when I catch him? Now, previously, me and Meek had a truce.
But I remember, because I remember the last couple of times I brought his name and you're like, hey, listen, me and Meek are cool right now. I don't want to take any shots at him.
We had a truce, but Meek and him being so dense and being so dumb, he actually thought that I made up the lawsuit. And by the way, even after he started threatening me and I said, I didn't make it up. I said, just clear up whatever it is, but I didn't make it up. You know what he said? This is clearly AI generated. I'm like, yo, Meek, Meek is so dumb he couldn't.
However, the exact description of the Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj appears again in connection with Jones's charges against producer Stevie J. As previously reported, Jones alleges Diddy's link to Stevie J was utilized to make an alleged guarantee about the Grammys. Jones said that Diddy exploited his admiration for the Bad Boy Records Grammy winner to groom him for sex. The lawsuit includes images purported to show Stevie J having sex with a white guy.
FBI, I don't even want to say COINTEL. Yeah, really some COINTELPRO.
You're right.
You know, papers. And again, if they really were women that were, you know, not of age, and he was giving them drugs, and I'm totally...
The screenshots have been extensively questioned. An adult film actor came forward, claiming that the photographs were of him, not Stevie J. The producer also addressed the charges, telling TMZ last week that the false allegations were being handled by a lawyer.
Diddy got Meek Mill, and it's all coming out in a lawsuit. Meek Mill was named in Diddy's latest lawsuit, and it is not looking good.
At any rate, this week's lawsuit claimed that Stevie J engaged in sexual intercourse with Diddy. Also mentioned are an anonymous rapper and an unnamed R&B artist. As previously stated, the rapper is defined in a footnote as a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj. At the same time, the R&B singer is described as having performed at the Super Bowl Sickie and had a successful Vegas residency.
And what I'm gonna do is, he says, first things first, he says, someone send me academic's address.
Right, he said, I'll die to shut you down.
Yeah, then he says, I'm going to die to do it. Then it was so
crazy. Which is crazy. Which is a crazy thing to say. Meek is cut it out. You're not gonna die to shut down academics. You're a multimillionaire with a great career and kids. Cut it out. Yeah, grow up.
Meek literally then tweeted out a couple tweets after. He said, well, the governor just called me. And I was just like, this makes like, wait, you're planning a murder online. And the governor calls you to talk you out of it? Like, also, the reason why him and the governor are in cahoots is primarily because he's the guy that that they kind of taunt around for prison reform.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And he's like, yo, I'm down to die over it.
Yeah.
The funny thing, I always tell people, I would say this is a gangster rapper paradox when they're threatening a civilian. They say this, yo, I'm gonna kill you, this and third. And if you actually say, all right, I'm not scared of you still, because you usually back out once they say they're gonna kill you, because they're a gangster rapper. They rap about spinning blocks, Glocks, and switches. They're the killers of the earth, okay? When you tell me you're not scared of them, they flip it on you. Man, you just trying to trick me out of my position. You trying to send me to jail.
Right, he said, I'm gonna treat you exactly to the effects of you influencing, I'm gay and I have 3 sons. I'm getting you Addy now, I'm coming.
Then he told me he was gonna record a video and pee on my steps. And I was like, right. I imagine Meek just like sneaking up and like, first I'm like, yo, that's a sexual crime already. And Diddy is already into some shit that you're alleged with. Don't pull out your penis on my property. That's a problem. That's a sexual crime. You can't just whip out your dick anywhere, Vlad. You gotta tell these people. Okay. That's a crime. Yeah. So he threatened to come. Don't come with the same dick that you and Diddy been doing whatever with and come pee on my property.
That's all for today. Do share your thoughts in the comments below. For more updates, hit the bell icon.